Oh. Does this look like you? If that looks like you, trust me, you are not alone. Knee pain is so common in the sport of badminton, and I'm here to try to explain to you what is that knee pain to the best of my knowledge. I'm not a doctor, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, a physician, anything like that. This is purely from my experience, okay? But I want to try my best to explain from my experience and my knowledge about the knee pain and some of the most common reasons why you are getting your knee pain when you play for badminton. So I hope that after this video, you're a lot more conscious about your movement on court and some of the underlying reason why people get knee pain, so that I hope that you can do something about it to actually minimize your knee pain and allow you to play badminton for longer. We all love badminton. If you're here watching this, you love badminton. And I know that you want to play as long as you can. You know, for me, I admire people who play badminton in their 60, 70, 80, 90. It is an amazing achievement to have a body that healthy. And I hope this video will help in some way to allow your badminton journey to continue for as long as possible. So let's get into it. So when you lunge, you're putting a huge amount of pressure on your kneecap. There is a patellar tendon that runs from the kneecap down to your shin, and that allows it to flex. The problem is, in the game of badminton, there are two movements that really cause a lot of stress on your patella. One is your lunging. All your body load has to be supported by the patella when you lunge and when you stop, right? And also when you jump. So when you skip backwards and you jump to rotate, you tend to jump off the racket leg. So as you can see, as you jump, you put a huge amount of load on your knee so you can jump and rotate. So you can imagine in the game of badminton, there's a huge amount of lunging and jumping. So your racket knee, so if you're right-hander, your right knee, if you're left-hander, your left knee, gets work a lot. Huge amount of workload get put on that right knee. And so this patellar tendonitis is often called jumping knee, and it's associated with a lot of jumping sport like volleyball, basketball, a lot of jumping. In badminton, we made it worse with the inclusion of lunging. So here are some of the reasons why people get patellar tendonitis. The first obvious reason to get patellar tendonitis is incorrect lunging technique. So as you can imagine, as I lunge to get a shuttle, a massive amount of momentum and energy going forward, and it gets stopped by the leg. And as we stop and lunge and reach for the shuttle, this load will start to get zeroed in onto the knee. So when you lunge incorrectly, especially when the knee go beyond the ankle, suddenly all that gets zeroed in onto your kneecap. And imagine you do this 50 times, 100 times, 200 times on a night, 3 times a week or 4 times a week or whatever, that tendon is eventually going to give up. A good exercise for you trying to do is this. So I want you to be upright, step forward, nice straight leg. You should be able to stay this all day long. Now, this is where the ankle is. Now I just want you to bend the knee a little bit. This should feel quite comfortable. You can stay this for a long, long time. Bring that knee up a little bit more towards the ankle line. This is still okay. I can stay on this for a while. But now the moment the ankle go beyond, now the moment the knee go beyond the ankle, oh, I can start feeling the burn already right below the kneecap, which is where the patella is, right? So the moment you start to lunge in a way that the knee go beyond the ankle line, you're going to start to feel the burn just below the kneecap, which is where the patella is. I really like doing this kind of test on players, on people that I teach, to make them realize just how painful it is just to stand like this. Just even 10, 20 seconds. They can start feeling how much painful it is compared to that. I can say this for hours and not feel pain. But the moment that knee go forward like this, I can't do it for very long at all. And suddenly they will start clicking in their head that, oh, so that's why I'm getting knee pain. I can't afford to do this anymore. I can't afford to get this knee kept forward like this anymore. I need to make sure that knee is behind my ankle. Okay? So that's reason number one. The second reason why, and it comes to techniques again, so this time it's not just about getting the kneecap forward, it's about they not lunging with heel, toe. Heel, toe. If you go on Google and you look top down badminton lunges and you look at images, all the professional players, when they lunge, their toe will point to the sky. And that's because when the heel come down, that heel with a relatively minor bend in the legs will be able to take most of the load that you put into the lunge. So most of the energy that coming forward will get to be stopped here by the heel. And when you do this, you won't feel pain at all in your patella. And once the heel come down, you can then control your leaning forward while still maintaining that knee behind the patella. So that is what you should be doing, heel, toe. But a lot of players that you will see when they lunge is either they lunge with a flat foot or they lunge with their toe. And when you do that, you just simply can't stop the momentum going forward. So then that make that knee extend forward even more. See, I can't stop it if I lunge like this, or if I lunge with my toes down, it doesn't work. So please look at your lunging techniques. If you start to feel pain, those are the first two things I want you to look for. Is your knee going beyond your ankle? Are you doing a beautiful heel, toe lunge? So make sure that toes go point to the sky and you land heel first. Another common reason why people get patellar tendonitis is, well, they have terrible shoes. Specifically, old shoes, they have really worn out soles and there's no grip at all. Trust me, I've seen this before, and guess what? I was guilty of it. So literally, once upon a time, I would lunge and my foot will slide forward. By the time my toes come down, my foot was still sliding forward. And then in order to stop, I had my knee once again will start extending forward. So this is probably one of the easiest problems to fix when it comes to patellar tendonitis. Get new shoes. Get new shoes regularly. You only have one set of body. Don't get new racket, don't get new bag. New shoes are way more important for your body, okay? The other problem when you have slippery shoes is that you're gonna lose confidence in your ability to move. So it's really important to get shoes with good grip. So please check your shoes, your soles, and the grippiness of your shoes every so often. I replace my shoes probably once every 2 years. I don't know if that's common or not, but I just find after 2 years, I can start to feel my shoes start to slide around a little bit, and that's time for change. Reason number 4 why you get patellar tendonitis is what I call elephant stomping. This is where players, when they land, they like stomp onto the ground, massive amount of sound. You know, it's like if I feed them shuttle, I can feel the whole floor vibrate as they land, which is not good. As you can imagine, when you stomp like this, you're gonna send huge amount of vibration up your legs. And that is not good for your kneecaps either. So please, there's another simple way, there's another simple problem for you to solve. Learn to land quietly. And even as you get faster and better, you're gonna be able to still move fast, but still quiet, okay? So don't go stomp, stomp, stomp. Trust me, that happens more often than not. Reason number 5, why you get patellar tendonitis, guess what? It's our feet and our insole. And guess what? So as you can guess, I am Asian, you know, with my face and my color. And badminton is a very Asian-dominated sport, you know, from, you know, Chinese, Southeast Asia, Indian. One of the problem with us, and the gene pools and all, we tend to have quite flat feet. So which means that when it's flat, when you are flat-footed, essentially you don't have much of an arch to keep your shin bone upright. So that's what a beautiful arch should be, right? So as you can imagine, when you have flat foot, that shin bone gonna start to tilt. So what does that mean? So let's say if I was to lunge directly towards you, this kneecap is here, is directly over the ankle. When you are flat-footed, your foot, instead of being like this, it starts to tilt inwards. And when it starts to tilt inwards, that kneecap gonna follow. Now, as I explained before, that tendons run up and down vertically. When you start to have a flat foot and the knees start to go inwards, you start gonna put lateral stress on your patella. And that is definitely not a good thing. And a good way for you to test this out is trying to do like a one-leg squat. So if I was to be like this and I go down, okay? Like I have been training my knee to stay over my ankle. And my left knee is actually a lot better of not caving in. But once upon a time, when I do this, my right knee will be like this, where that knee will start to go inwards. And if you actually look at a lot of players when they lunge, instead of lunging beautifully like this, they start to lunge like, almost like this. So you start putting a lot of lateral stresses on your patella. And that's just because our gene pool of having flat feet. And there's nothing you can do about it. Well, actually you can. So if you find yourself getting like sore knee, one of the things that I always try to recommend people is basically go and look at your insole and whether you need custom-made insole. Custom-made insoles are quite expensive. I know in New Zealand, they cost more than a brand new pair of badminton shoes. But for me, I have custom insoles because I value my health. I value my ability to play badminton until I'm 60, 70 years old. And I know that if I keep on playing badminton, at the same time knowing that there's lateral stress on my kneecap all the time, that kneecap, that patella is just gonna get wear down every single time that I play. And I don't want that to happen, right? So for me, it's an investment. It's an investment in my body. It's an investment in my love for badminton. So I don't look at it as a cost and expense. I look at it as an investment. So I would love for you to look at it that way as well. You know, because if you don't, later on, when that knee give way, when that patella give way, you're gonna stop playing. You know, if that's one of your main form of exercise, you're gonna start gaining weight. You know, your mental health will decrease because you can't get onto the badminton court and release all the energy. And when you start gaining weight or whatever not, it comes with its own problem. So you might think, let's say 400 New Zealand dollars, it's expensive for an insole, but I'm pretty sure in 10 years down the line, when other problems start to develop because of my patellar tendonitis, they're gonna cost way more as well, okay? So custom insole worth their every dollar, in my opinion. So if you feel that you're getting knee pain and you happen to be, you know, Asian, you know, I'm saying other people can get it as well, please go and get a check because you just don't know if you might need custom insoles or not. So hopefully this video has given you a bit of insight about some of the common reasons why people get patellar tendonitis or the knee pain. Things like lunging techniques, you can definitely work on that. There's a lot of exercises you can do to help you to get better at keeping the knee behind the ankle and much more strong and much more stable in your lunging techniques. And this is where coaching can help. I mean, you don't need, if you feel like you worry about your knee pain or your lunging technique, just get coaching just purely for that. And that will help you to prevent that onset of patellar tendonitis later on. Shoes, please look at the grippiness of your shoes, okay? Make sure that it's grippy, it gives you plenty of confidence when you lunge, and allow you to stop when you need to. Make sure you do the other thing. What's the other thing? Yeah, and look at that custom insole. It will help you so much if you happen to need it, right? No matter what exercise you do, if you have flat feet and you basically have instability in your joints and your support, there's just nothing you can do. Well, I'm sure there's something you can do. I don't know it, but getting custom insole is a great way to alleviate that problem. So knee pain, patellar tendonitis, is a pain in the butt. It's a chronic problem, which means that if you don't treat it the right way, patellar tendonitis will never go away. I don't want to sound mean or be negative about it, but I fear patellar tendonitis. I had it, and I had to take like 6-7 months off badminton. And every time I train someone, especially as they get more and more advanced, and this is especially true for my daughter Maylin, I always check with her how her knee is. I always look at her lunging. I always want to make sure that her technique is good because I don't want her to get patellar tendonitis. It is a pain in the bum. So hopefully this video will give you a great understanding of those common reasons that cause patellar tendonitis, and I hope there's plenty of information there to help you to not get it if you haven't got it yet, and to help you to do something about it if you start to feel the pain, or if you happen to have chronic patellar tendonitis, trying to look at those areas. Is there any of those areas that you can improve or fix that will help you towards your recovery? I will make another video on my journey of patellar tendonitis and what I have done to recover from it and what I'm doing now to try to prevent that tendonitis from coming back, because I love my badminton. I want to play for as long as I can, and I do not want that patellar tendonitis to come and knock on my door and prevent me from playing. So yeah, please treat this seriously. I hope this video will be really helpful for a lot of people out there. Not just young people, but anybody who probably doesn't have a lot of coaching, or people who, quite competitive and play quite physically hard and start to experience pain. I hope this video will be really useful for a lot of people out there. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, don't forget to click on one of these other videos here. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and have fun playing.